Curious about how billionaire Barron Trump lives in style? From lavish homes to exclusive experiences, his luxurious lifestyle is nothing short of impressive. Join us as we explore the incredible world of Barron Trump, where luxury and privilege meet in extraordinary ways. As the youngest son of Donald Trump and Melania Trump, Barron has lived a life most people could never even imagine. But what does that really mean for a teenager like him? Does he live in a world filled with luxury, or are there challenges that come with such a privileged upbringing? Barron Trump's story begins in one of the most famous homes in New York City, Trump Tower. Barron was born on March 20th, 2006, and from the very start, he was surrounded by wealth and luxury. He spent his early years living in a penthouse on the top floors of Trump Tower, a 58-story skyscraper in the heart of Manhattan. But this wasn't just any apartment. His home had 24-karat gold accents, marble furnishings, and was designed to look like a palace from centuries ago. Can you imagine waking up every morning with the skyline of New York City outside your window, living in a home that feels more like a castle? From a young age, Barron's life was filled with unique experiences. His mother, Melania, took an active role in raising him, making sure he had the best possible education and upbringing. Not only did she teach him to speak English, but she also made sure he learned her native language, Slovenian. This made Barron bilingual from an early age. Learning two languages at such a young age is impressive, don't you think? You might wonder, does growing up in such an extraordinary environment mean that Barron is disconnected from the real world? Interestingly, Melania has worked to ensure that Barron understands the importance of hard work and respect. She reportedly instills these values by maintaining a balance between allowing him to experience the luxuries available to him while also setting boundaries. It's clear that despite the enormous wealth surrounding him, his parents want him to grow up with a grounded sense of responsibility. Another thing that sets Barron Trump apart from many billionaire kids is how his family has emphasized keeping him out of the media spotlight. Even with Donald Trump's high-profile role as a businessman and a politician, Melania made it a priority to limit Barron's exposure to the public. She ensured that his privacy was maintained, even while living in the White House, a place that naturally comes with constant attention. This protective approach has allowed Barron to live a somewhat quieter life compared to other children in the public eye, giving him space to focus on his education and personal interests, away from the glare of cameras. As Barron grew older, his world expanded even further. In 2017, his father became the 45th President of the United States, which meant Barron had to make a big move from New York City to Washington, D.C. The White House became his new home, and Barron became the first boy to live there since John F. Kennedy Jr. back in the 1960s. Imagine living in a house with 132 rooms, a private movie theater, and even a bowling alley, while most kids his age were probably hanging out at the local mall. Barron was living in one of the most famous buildings in the world. But life in the White House wasn't just about luxury. Barron also had to adjust to being in the public eye, something most teenagers never have to deal with. While his father was the president and often in the media spotlight, Barron's parents worked hard to keep his life private. You might have noticed that even though his family is very famous, Barron himself doesn't appear in public very often. This is partly because of his mother, Melania, who wanted to protect him from the media and ensure that he could enjoy his childhood without too much public attention. So, what does Barron's daily life look like? Well, education is a big part of it. He's attended some of the best private schools in the country. When he lived in New York, he went to Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School, which is known for its academic excellence. After moving to Washington, D.C., Barron enrolled in St. Andrew's Episcopal School of Potomac, Maryland. This is another prestigious private school that focuses not just on academics, but also developing character and community values. After his father's presidency ended in 2021, Barron's family moved to Florida, where they live at Mar-a-Lago, a sprawling estate in Palm Beach. Mar-a-Lago isn't just a house, it's more like a luxury resort. The estate is massive, with large gardens, pools, private beach access, and even a golf course. It's hard to imagine a place more luxurious to live as a teenager. But despite all this wealth and privilege, Barron's parents have always made sure that education remains a priority for him. Currently, Barron attends Oxbridge Academy, a private school in Palm Beach. The school was founded by another billionaire, Bill Koch, and it offers a top-tier education for students. With small class sizes and personalized attention, it's no surprise that Oxbridge is known for preparing its students for success. Barron is also reportedly tall, very tall, over 6 feet, and has an interest in sports, particularly soccer. At one point, he even practiced with the professional soccer team DC United. It's clear that it's not just about luxury and privilege, but also has personal interests and goals like any other teenager. One question that often comes up is, how does Barron's lifestyle compare to other billionaire kids? It's true that Barron's life has many similarities to other children from extremely wealthy families. For example, children of billionaires like the Murdochs or the Gates also attend elite private schools, travel on private jets, and live in luxurious homes. However, what sets Barron apart is the fact that his father was not just a businessman, but also a political figure. The combination of wealth, fame, and politics makes Barron's life different from other billionaire kids in many ways. Traveling is another big part of Barron's life. When you're part of a billionaire family, vacations don't happen in the same way they do for most people. Instead of flying commercial or staying at hotels, Barron's family travels on private jets and often stays on their own properties around the world. The Trump family has a private jet, which means they can travel anywhere in the world whenever they want. Whether it's a trip to Europe or a weekend at their luxury estate, Barron's experience of travel is far beyond what most people can imagine. You might be wondering, is Barron spoiled because of all this wealth and privilege? That's a fair question, and it's something that many people assume about children born into such wealthy families. One of the most interesting aspects of Barron's life is how his parents have managed to keep him out of the spotlight. How does Barron maintain privacy despite all the fame and attention surrounding his family? This is a difficult task, especially when your last name is Trump and your father is one of the most famous people in the world. But the family has worked hard to protect Barron's privacy. He's rarely seen in public, and when he does appear, it's usually at an important family event or while traveling with his parents. Even during Donald Trump's presidency, Barron was kept out of the public eye as much as possible. With tight security and careful media control, the Trump family has managed to give Barron a sense of normalcy, even in a life that is anything but normal. So what's next for Barron Trump? That's the big question on everyone's mind. Barron is still a teenager, but his future is likely to be filled with incredible opportunities. His father's business empire is vast, and as the youngest member of the Trump family, Barron could one day play a role in managing that legacy. The Trump organization spans real estate, hospitality, and media, and it's no secret that Barron's older siblings, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, are already heavily involved in the business. Will Barron follow in their footsteps, or will he choose a different path? Only time will tell. For now, Barron is still growing up, attending school, and figuring out his own interests. But one thing is clear, his life will always be a unique blend of privilege, responsibility, and public interest. He's the youngest heir to a family that has shaped American business and politics for decades, and whatever he chooses to do, it will likely be watched closely by the public. Barron Trump's life is a fascinating mix of luxury and privacy. He has access to some of the most exclusive schools, travels on private jets, and lives in luxurious estates. Yet his parents have worked hard to protect his privacy and ensure he grows up with discipline and respect. While his future remains uncertain, one thing is for sure. Barron's journey will be one to watch in the years to come. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of our latest updates. Do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time.